Hi, this is Soccerman611, and this is my submission to Roblox Games Done Quick 2023. Well, really, any speedrun marathon. This is Elemental Robloxia, and I'm going to be doing the 100% category, where I basically grab 36 orbs. I can actually show the totals. I want to get 36 orbs. There are 42, but that's just post-game, and I feel like the 100%, the old 100%, is a more consistent category. 36 orbs, including all 4 elemental orbs, which is part of 36, and all of the items here, which is both visor bags, the sword, the potion of recovery, a whole lot of things. And of course, both items that you get, the ground pound and the enchanted glove. Now I am playing on an alt account, Goblin Mode 611, because there's only like one save file per account, so I don't want to erase the save data of my main account. I can just do a run on an alt, and this is a really good avatar. So, first of all, blocked. I have to block every player because unfortunately there's no private server. It's going to erase my data. I'll block you too. You're all blocked. I need a one-player server, and all I can do is block players. When you block someone in this game, when you join a new server, you won't join their server. So if you block everyone, you'll get a one-player server. So every time you erase your save data, you just gotta skip through these intro cutscenes, you know, yeah. Okay, just want to make sure my copy paste was working. What's going on? Hello? When am I going to be teleported? Oh, there we go. Alright, and start the run now. So basically, you like collect orbs in this game, and you go to worlds. Let me grab the first orb right here. We're going to be entering the first world, the Springfield. Now, Springfield is a pretty easy world. The gimmick is changing seasons, but the world itself doesn't change, just the season. So we're going to be grabbing the first orb and do our first trick here. To save some time not having to go back to the world, we hit a teleporter during the victory dance animation. That means that you won't be sent back to the teleporter area, the hub. You can just go to the summer season. So now we're in the summer, we're going to get our second orb, a hot summer. Just change the season here, and there we go. Every time you get an orb, you just get sent back to that teleporter in the world area. So now that we got the first orb, this ladder has been built. Now we're going to go to the fall and get the next orb. Now, what I have to do in this run is collect a ton of visors, because I'm going to need the visors later. Alright, that's the next orb. Just 2 more orbs to go, and I'm done with this world. At least the orbs. You do have to spend a lot of time just changing seasons, but it's pretty fast. This is a pretty small world, which is good. Now we're going to do another trick here, which is kind of a variation on star resets you see in many other adventure games, but for this one you have to hit a checkpoint and then reset. You can't just reset and be sent back to a checkpoint. It's kind of weird, but thankfully I don't have to spend all that time going back to winter. I can just spawn in the winter and just continue my quest to get the last orb. I gotta make sure I don't fall, though. Master of Seasons. That's basically the first world done, but in every world there's always special areas. I go into here and I help one of the characters carry pumpkins. A lot of them. Like 4 of them. You would think I could just take a major shortcut there, but you can't. These pumpkins work kind of weird. You have to be very careful. Because sometimes they can just randomly fall if you try to, like, take any risks. So just, like, play through it normally. Very slow. And my reward for carrying these pumpkins? Well, I'll get there soon. Almost there. This will probably be a good time for donations. This is pretty boring. Almost there. Okay, and for that, I'm going to be getting a visor bag and pumpkin soup. Now this is an essential part of the speedrun. It's called item boosting. Basically, you do E-Dance 2 and then equip an item, hold WD and space with shift lock, and you can move faster and jump farther. This is very important. Very important. So we're going to be going to the first orb here and just doing a wall hop here to save some time. Spawn the ball and you just like roll the ball. You're basically cheating to get this orb, but whatever. Alright, there we go. So every time I want to grab an orb, I want to do E-Dance 2, so I can have the item equipped, just so I can move fast as much as I can. Now we're going to be doing the next orb, the Impossible Obby. Very, very impossible right now. This is actually really tricky. That wall hop is tough to get. Alright, time for the next orb. Going to do Noob Ball, which is like a minigame, basically. Unfortunately, you can't keep this item with you. It's very useful, though. But it's only here for this one orb. You basically have to hit the noob with the baseball bat into the target. That was really fast there. That's great. And of course, to get my speed glitch, I always do that. Now the next orb I'm going to grab is the paintball area. Did that hit? What? Come on. Oh, I got it, okay. So you can use item boost on the paintball gun as well, and compared to the pumpkin soup, it is a lot faster. You can do jumps like that, which you can't normally do without the item. This is kind of a tough target, but I got it. I'm going to want to avoid those enemies there. I'm pretty sure I should be fine. Well, I'm going to try it. Oh, looks like they found me. Basically, what I'm trying to do is if I shoot this paintball gun into the boss a certain way, I can hit the boss more than once, but it is kind of tough to get. There is another way you can kill this boss by luring it off the edge, but it is very RNG. Very RNG. And, oh, there we go. We have the double hits right there. Just had to get the right setup. Perfect. And now, normally you would lose the paintball gun, but if you grab the orb and then touch the checkpoint, you can keep the paintball gun and use it. Oh, wrong item. It's a very, very useful item in the early game. Alright, the next orb is the Roblox Galaxy. which is kind of a homage to the first Roblox Quest game that had a Mario Galaxy level with the same mechanics. This is a very, very straightforward level. I'm not going to be using the item boost too much because of the ice power-up. It takes away your speed, unfortunately. It's not really worth setting it up over and over again. You know, this kind of looks like Gravity Shift, just a little bit. Okay, right here, I'm going to be doing a small skip. This one is actually pretty tough to get. I don't think I'll get it. Like, you basically just skip grabbing the ice power-up just because the item boost gives you enough speed. Which is why I do this orb last, just so I have the paintball gun. Now, something else to note is that when I die, I'm going to lose both of these items. Unfortunately, they don't stay with you. So, for most of this run, I don't want to die, basically. Unless, you know, necessary. This is also the bonus level, Adventure in Toy Worlds. I tend to do the bonus orbs in this game last with World because usually you have to collect a specific orb to even unlock it in the first place. So it's better to just save it for last. Have to be careful here. Going to fit through the small gap. This is usually a troll, but since I have this hover, there's no troll. I didn't make it. So this is the first laugh clip in the run. Now, laugh clips aren't too common in this run, but they do show up every now and then. Now, I could go out of my way to grab another ghost power-up and then wait for the power-up to run out, because with the ghost power-up, it lets you go through walls. I really should have mentioned the power-ups earlier, sorry. This one makes you hover. They kind of explain themselves, really. So now is the Shadow Temple, which is one of the mandatory levels you play through. Unlike the other worlds, it's more linear and it has a boss fight at the end. And is required, even though it is slow. So now, the thing is with the Shadow Temple is that you really have to take your time. You do not want to take any risks, because you do not want to lose your power-up. Like, you really want to go fast, but you get punished for it every time you try to. Unless you do it just right. See, I'm just waiting here because it's all cycle-based, really. You just have to wait. But I can take a shortcut here. Okay, that's perfect cycles. Get the ice power up. Hit this checkpoint for safety, of course. Okay, that should be a perfect area. Might as well just equip this right now, because why not? It's very important, like, more often than not, you want to be in an item boost state, just because it's faster. You have to walk a lot in this game. You just want to keep it equipped as much as possible. So now we're going to be fighting the Mario Brothers. I just have to wait, but it is fun to wall hop, just for fun. Unfortunately, the paintball gun does not do anything. I wish it did. Don't have to do anything here, just have to sit in the corner and wait. This is a very consistent fight. Probably the most consistent fight in the whole game. Unfortunately, a lot of the fights in this game are RNG based. And if you're really unlucky, another player can join your game, and then that's a problem. So just going to flick my camera, get more damage to the sword, and kill the Mario Brothers. They had it too good for too long. Alright, that's the Shadow Temple done. And now for the next set of worlds. Alright, the next world is Freeze Flake Mountain, which is the ice level. So we are in Freeze Flake now. We're going to grab the first orb here. See how much time that saves in fast. We're going to steal Polyhex's orb. Just like that. That was a really fast laugh clip. So next, we're going to do... the next orb is a very tough orb. There is a snowboard orb, 2 of them, but this is the more difficult of the 2 because you can do a massive shortcut. Just have to line it up. Now what makes this really tough is that you just have to set it up just right. Well, I fucked it up here, so I have to reset. There goes my items, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's okay losing your items at this point. Ooh, perfect. Oh, penguin, no! That penguin is a demon right there. You can get the trick, get the jump, because the snowboard control's kind of weird. Sometimes you can barely get it, but then the penguin gets you, and you can't do anything about it. So now we're going to be going back to the hub, because we're going to unlock our first move, which is the ground pounds. It requires 15 orbs to unlock, but it's important that we get it as early as possible. Now, the ground pound is actually the most overpowered move in the entire game. Very, very overpowered. And with that, we have the ground pounds. You can also do item boosting with the ground pound, but it is kind of weak. But it's better than nothing. So now that we have the ground pounds, we now have access to the most powerful glitch in the game, item jumping. Well, super jumping. So we're going to enter this world, grab one of these items, ground pound, equip the item, and then you just do a super jump like that. It is very, very overpowered. Okay, I'm not getting the second one consistently. We're going to be doing another reset here, so I can spawn at the checkpoints. Right next to the item, by the way. Here's the item. Now, funny thing about this item, with the super jumps. If you like your game, I want to demonstrate it. I got a bad one. You can get a much higher jump. You just have to lag your game with a Roblox recorder. And look at that, there's an orb right there. So I want to grab this orb very carefully because I want to collect all of these all of these visors during the dance animation. And also, this is also the most powerful item in the game besides the ground pounds. It is very essential, because you move very fast with it. We're going to be doing the first temple level. Now, these temple level orbs unlock great equipable orbs that give great benefits, but we won't get to use them till later. Another nice thing about this item is that it really weighs you down. Now, what makes item boosting so great is that the heavier an item is, the faster you go, and it also weighs you down when underwater, so you can swim really easily. I'm going to grab the key to unlock the temple. You can also do super jumps when you're underwater. Just have to be careful with it, that's all. See? Easy. Just grab the key, and then get the orb. Very, very easy. Now, I really hope that I don't die during the rest of this run, because every time I die, I'm going to have to... Am I missing anything? I am. Hold on. Am I missing something? Sorry, I just have to check. Okay, I'm just missing one last orb, and this is the bonus area. It's another snowboard level, but this one's a lot easier. There aren't any skips for this, unfortunately. this is a race, a time trial, basically, where you go through this course, and what you want to grab are those rockets. They're speed boosters. You want to grab every single one that you can to save as much time as you can, as much time as possible. I'm pretty sure I didn't grab the last one, but that is okay. Getting the first rockets is the most important rockets. Oh, I did get the second one. And there we go. That is Freeze Flake. So now we're going to not go to the next world yet. What we're going to do is go to the Light Temple, which is the second linear level of the game with a boss fight. The first was the Shadow Temple, and this is the Light Temple. It's important because it unlocks a move for completing this. We're going to skip most of this Light Temple with super jumps. This is basically a trend for the rest of the game, is that the super jump just kind of breaks everything. So normally you would do a puzzle here with that, but by liking the game, I can go through those barriers. Just barely, though. It is very challenging. Looks like I got the first one. That should be enough. Don't have to do a single puzzle here, because you can just lag the game to walk through it. It's kind of like a lag clip, but not really. I don't know how it didn't get patched with lag clips, but I'm glad. This is kind of the last one is very annoying to deal with, though. So now we're going to be doing the Dark Grook's boss fight, where he gets possessed by the Phantom Orb. Well, I haven't really explained the story of this game, but this guy is like your rival, basically. And he got possessed by Phantom Orb. And you have to save him by getting these crystal pieces. Alright? Basically, you wait for those spikes to go through and break the glass barrier. Oh, that was close. Ideally, you do want to get a one cycle by having all three glass barriers be broken, so you can get 3 of these light orbs, and then just wait for the real one to show up. Wait, what? That's not good. Why didn't he get hit by the last one? Okay, oh well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm losing a bit of time here, but that is okay. Just playing it safe here so I don't die. Now, you have to be careful with the spikes, of course. Alright. I've defeated him. I was very close to a one cycle. Oh well. Then you get the next orb. And you collect this item, which you have to bring to someone in the city, in the town. Okay, now that I have some downtime, I should really explain the story. So basically, the Phantom Orb has taken over the Roblox HQ, and you have to collect the orbs to defeat the Phantom Orb. That's the whole story. So now we have the second item, which is the Enchanted Glove, which lets you release bursts of light and damage enemies. And it is very important to use in the later levels of this game, but now, since we have the item, we're going to access one of the secret areas, which is the Air Temple, which is another bonus level that you can only find after getting that move. This is the next temple level that gives an unlockable orb. Uh-oh. Someone has joined the game. Uh-oh. Yes, sometimes during runs, other players can join the game And sometimes it's an okay thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And there's really nothing I can control about it, no private servers. Hopefully, nothing like that happens during the actual run. So normally, you could collect this power-up and become huge, like Giant Mario and like the Mega Mushroom, whatever it's called. But no, you can just skip it. And go to the next part of the level. Now, one of the Goombas has grabbed the Giant's Mushroom power-up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh wait, it doesn't matter. So here is the entrance to the actual Light Temple. Nice, first try laugh clip. So this is the temple. There's normally a pretty long puzzle, but I'm not going to do that puzzle. I just have to hit this switch. And then go here. Someone else has joined. Oh, they both have 79 orbs. So basically, by hitting that switch, you can kind of squeeze in between that cage and follow the switch path with the key, and then unlock the door and then get the orb. It's very easy. Don't have to do any glitches for it. So now we're actually going to enter the desert world. Now this has to be the worst world in the game. I'm sorry I have to say it. It's the worst world in the game. It is absolutely huge compared to everything else. Good thing we have the item boosting and super jump. It makes things a lot easier to traverse. So we're going to find the first orb, the companion guest. But guest isn't going to do anything? Wait, guest is going to press the first switch? Oh! Guest pressed the first switch? Congratulations! You're carrying! But no, we're just going to do everything else without the guest's help. We're going to clip into his side of the area. Oh, I typed that in wrong. With a laugh clip, and there's normally if I jumped into this on that side, it would kill me, but it doesn't here. We're going to clip back in here, and then this is kind of a tricky laugh clip, though. One of the trickier ones in the game. But it's necessary to get this, because doing companionless, which is what I call my way of playing through this, it is a whole lot faster than doing it normally. And now we're going to do a very tricky jump here. Just barely made it to collect the orb. Now the reason why I did not go to this level immediately. Wait, hold on. I want to get this orb first. So this is the next temple. This is the Earth Temple, the third one in the game. Just like the others, it has a unique mechanic and it has an annoying door you have to laugh clip through. Let's see, I've done all of them first try. Will this be first try? Nope. I jinxed it. Oh. Yeah, laugh clips aren't very consistent. Okay, we're through. So I actually have to grab a new item, but it's not permanent. It's just for this orb. Careful for... I have to watch for rolling rocks, just like the Mario 64 star. Just going to collect these visors, just kind of for safety. So this is the next item. It's the hammer. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's embarrassing. That's really unfortunate, actually. I did not think that I would just jump into the void. I wasn't sure where I was going. You can still item boost, like, no matter what because of these items, but the item boost from the Enchanted Glove is a lot better than the ground pound, but still not very good. But since I died, I can show what I have to do every time I die in these speedruns. So thankfully, you still keep the item, and it is pretty fast. Not as fast as the coil item, which I've had for the last 10 minutes. Now, the worst time loss you can have in this game is dying, basically. You do not want to lose your items. The hammer doesn't really do much besides activate those trampolines, so you just left click once again and collect the orb. Now I do have to make a detour all the way back to Freeze Flake because I have to grab the coil again. Every time you die at 100% after you get the coil, you have to make this embarrassing walk all the way back to Freeze Flake, and then you grab the coil. It does lose a lot of time, but this coil is very important. Thankfully, I died in the desert, which means that I don't have to make too much of the detour to get back, but it still loses a lot of time. Now I can die basically at any time in this run, because basically, if you want to have a really fast time in this category, you have to be deathless. But for the marathon run, there's a good chance I'm going to die a lot. But that's okay. I'm going to do a huge super jump here. Oh, well, it failed. So let's try that again. Huge super jump. Now, this is the reason why I needed the glove, so I can go back to the past. There's just a whole nother area here that you can only get with the glove. Now, there's a barrel orb, but we can just completely skip it with super jumps. Easy. And now, once again, I'm going to do that super jump, because normally you have to spend a lot of time walking to get there, but super jump just skips everything. So powerful. So now we're back in the past, and we're actually going to explore it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to do this trial to unlock this bridge. You just go through, like, the rings, you know, kind of like in Superman 64. You just go through the rings. You could use the speed power-up, but the coil is just so fast, I don't even bother with the speed power-up. Very, very easy. So by doing this trial, you become a POW member. And no, you can't skip this, because it unlocks a very important item for 100%. It unlocks this gold visor, which is important to hold on to, so I hope I don't die. So now I'm going to go to the next orb, which is this haunted mansion area. Right here, it's going to do a laugh clip to skip all of it, just skip to the fun part. Wow, I did it! I got the orb! Yay! Oh, never mind. Run! Oh no! This is the chase sequence. It's kind of awkward because it's a fixed camera. Oh. Okay, I took the wrong path, but that's okay. I have to be very careful. Okay, and that's the chase sequence right there, and then you get the real orb. Wow. So now I'm just for safety, I'm going to go back to the hub and bring the visor to the shopkeeper, Fred, and I'm going to get my second visor bag from this. And with that, I can carry the max amount of visors, which is around 200, but I'm only going to need around 100 for the actual speedrun. Just one more orb left to grab, which is a boss fight orb? Oh, wrong area. Yeah, this desert is just huge. It's easy to get lost. So now this is the boss fight against Skolderon the Dragon. Now this fight is not RNG, it's just really annoying. You want to hit Skolderon 3 times with those fire orbs. You want to lure Skolderon's fire, their flames, into these ball things, and then you just, like, hit them with it. Hit them 3 times, and you win. But Almost there. Sometimes you can get bad RNG, unfortunately, with this fight. Where Skulderon just decides to not hit the orb, even though you're positioned in the perfect spot. Looks like I should be okay. Alright, that's the first fight finished. Yeah, this fight is very annoying, because sometimes it just doesn't work. Now, the annoying gimmick about this is that you have to kill Skulderon twice, once in the present, once in the past. So we're gonna go back to the past. Oh, wrong way, once again. So by doing that trial, you get this little ladder. That's a shortcut, but I don't care. I'm still going to super jump because it's faster. It's still faster. See? Just barely, but still faster. Okay, so normally you have to go through this whole level to access the second boss fight, but you can just super jump there. Now, this is the second boss fight, which is a more difficult version of the Skulderon fight, because this is Skulderon in the past. Uh-oh. Ouch. Come on. Come on. Come on, hit the orb. I'm right here. Yeah. You can see why this boss fight is so annoying. I wish you didn't have to fight it twice, but I've gotten used to dying to this boss fight. Alright, that's the first hit. Alright, just one more hit. Now, the arena has changed, some lava has rised. Okay, perfect. Oh, that didn't work. I should have waited. Okay. There's no way I've made this mistake over and over again. That's just really silly. See, the annoying thing about that fight, did you just see when Skulderon shot out the fire? Sometimes it just doesn't hit the orb, but still manages to hit you anyways, and there's just nothing you can do about it. I'm just going to move. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to wait this time. Alright, there we go. And that's the fight. And with that, I can finally get the last orb of the desert. But since I died, I have to go back to Freeze Flake once again, make the walk of shame back to Freeze Flake to grab the coil again. Wow, I got the coil once again. Alright, this is the final main world in the game, the volcano. This is probably the toughest world in the game, of course. Well, it is the last one, too. What I'm going to do is do a very tricky jump here. To jump right here and skip a lot of the obby to get to the main volcano. I can't skip all of it, unfortunately, but I can jump all the way down here. And then just do the rest of the obby normally. Now, since this world is so huge, just like the desert world, there are special checkpoints where your rival, well now your ally and friends, has set up checkpoints where he will launch you to those checkpoints if you ask him to. Almost there. There we go. There it is, the first checkpoint. So, since we're going to be doing a trick called Soccer Mountain Climb, yeah, Soccer Mountain Climb. It's a lot faster to just climb the volcano than go inside the volcano, do the flood escape, obby, whatever. It's very important to unlock those checkpoints to be launched as fast as you can, because you don't want to spend a lot of time waiting around. So next we're going to be going to the factory, another homage to an older adventure game made by a radio gamer. This is the old factory level from Quest of the Guest. You may recognize it. You can just kind of skip all of it though with super jumps. Super jumps are just so extremely important in the end game of this game. Very, very important. One last super jump, and there we go. Easy. Now, the rest of the orbs aren't as easy, unfortunately. Well, one of them is actually pretty easy, but I always save that one for last. We'll do it early this time. See? That's why I hit those special checkpoints, because you just get launched here. It saves a lot of time. Going to do one more super jump. Come on. Come on. Okay. That's better than nothing, I guess. Now, this is probably the most infamous orb in the game if you are a casual player. It's the rolling minigame from the second world, but it's a lot worse now. But thankfully, thanks to my item boosting, it's very easy here. Very, very easy. You can just run through it. Don't even have to worry about the rock. Very, very easy. And then just super jump here, or like high jump if you don't have this item, and you get the orb. Going to launch myself back to the main volcano again. Once again, another mountain climb here. Just avoid some falling rocks, because they can kill you if you're unlucky. Now here's the last main temple of the main 4 temples. This is the fire temple. And once again, I'm failing the laugh clips to get in. Come on. There we go. So this is the fire temple. This has a mechanic of bombs. Now, I'm going to try to laugh clip through this. Normally, you could just, you know, summon the bomb and just throw it in there, but what's the point? Okay, and now we're just going to do this major skip, throw the bomb, and destroy the barrier, and then just clip through here, and get the last orb. Now, this unlockable orb you get from Fire Temple is going to be very, very useful soon. And now for the last and worst orb of this world, at least for the speedruns. we are going to the Dark Mines. Life in the Dark Mines. You can't see anything here. Well, you can't see that much. But you can do a major skip here. Hit the checkpoint for safety because, unfortunately, there are these enemies you have to deal with. Well, looks like that one's been dealt with. There are two, like, enemies here, right? You have to be careful. Very, very careful, because you can't see anything. There's no way you can see them. Now for the end of the level. Let's try to get ground pound for the early... I did not get it. But that's the end of the volcano. And now we're going to do a very risky jump here to enter the arena. This saves only like 2 seconds. So now we have the arena, which is kind of a side mode, but it also has an orb in it. It's also very boring. You'll see. So you basically go into these trials, these challenges, where there's a bunch of enemies that infinitely respawn. You just have to survive. But you can also just run in a circle. It really doesn't matter what you do, but it is safest to just run in a circle. What I try to do is equip just a glove, just so I'm not too fast, and then just keep running with the item boost. And I try to run around the edge of the arena, just for safety. Very, very useful strategy. Very fun gameplay. So now you may wonder, why do I need 100 orbs? Not 100 orbs, 100 visors? Well, I'm going to get a ton of visors from this side area alone. Enough to reach 100, so you only really need around 50 visors to collect over the course of a game, which you can easily get as long as you just, pay attention. Just grab the visors as needed. This would also be a perfect time for donations for the marathon, because there's really not much going on right now. Almost done. Okay, I got a potted plant. Now I can't die. No matter what, I cannot die for the last 2 trials I have to do. This is the ice-themed one. Very, very easy. Because remember how I said that when you die you lose all your items besides your moves? You also lose the plant. Now, I could go back to the hub world for safety and just return the plant early, but the arena is just really easy. There's no way I can really die. But there's always a chance. The last trial is really the only tough one. The rest of these are really easy. Alright, perfect. And now for the last trial. Now this one can be really annoying, so it's important that I stay as close to the edge of the arena as possible. That's because of the teleporting ghosts. Now, I can just run all I want, but those ghosts will always teleport close to me. So there's a chance that a ghost could teleport directly into me when I least expect it, and then I just die. But if you run across the very edge of the arena here, as I'm doing right here, ghosts are programmed to not run off the edge trying to chase you. They just teleport again or disappear once they notice that. And you can use this to your advantage by just running just in this exact way for the next 45 seconds. And you should be completely fine. Now, something really cool about this game is that there's just a lot of things that are just synced up with the general theme of the worlds. Like, it's a key kind of thing. It's not super important to the story, it's just like a cool touch. Like, the arenas for this have consistently been each world, you know, you had the Plains, which is the first world, you had the Funfair trial, you had the Ice trial, and now you have the Desert trial, which is taking the theme of the Haunted Mansion orb. And after that, you would have the Volcano trial, which we are not doing because we get the orb after this. We're basically done with the arena. And we have enough visors for 100, in which we go back to the shop, and we get our rewards. Right here. And now I'm going to buy the orb right here, the RG orb, for 100 visors. And there we go. And now we're going to enter the final temple in the game, and the last normal orb before the end game. We're going to go to the desert and finally get that bonus orb by entering this temple here. Now, entering this temple, that's how you get all the equipable orbs by completing each respective temple, but for now we are only really concerned with the power orb, because it doubles our damage, which is going to be very important. We can hit the teleport there, which is good, and we're going to enter the Goddess Temple, which you can only enter after collecting all 4 main elemental orbs. But we're not even going to do the trial, we're just going to laugh flip through it. Almost there. Come on. Almost there. Come on. Come on, laugh flip, don't fail me now. Almost there. I don't know why this is failing so much. Please? Please? There we go. Classic laugh clips, always failing. So now here's the boss fight. This is probably the most difficult boss fight in the game, and before I forget, equipping the power orb, it doesn't do anything for this fight, unfortunately. And for this fight, you are given 2 items. The same ones from the elemental orbs. This is the goddess. You have to defeat the goddess to win. This is a this fight is not too complicated, but it's a very cool fight. I must say, even though a lot of these fights are RNG, they are very well designed and unique. Alright, now for the boulders. If I get good luck, I'll get a bomb. I'll get a bomb. I'll get a bomb. I'll get a bomb. There we go. Basically, you want to use the fire to ignite the bomb, launch the bomb in there. It looks like I failed. The wind attack started. But thankfully, just have to activate another one. Drop it here. Oh, this is the wave attack. Alright, by luring the goddess into that light beam, you can hit the switch to summon electricity to attack the goddess, and you rinse and repeat 3 times. Very cool fight, also very tough. Just have to wait for the rocks to spawn, which is really the only RNG part of the fight. This fight is basically 100% consistent besides the rocks. Okay. Barely missed again. Alright, good thing I have another bomb. Okay. Just have to wait for it to explode and summon the light beam once again. Unfortunately, sometimes the goddess just does not want to go into the light beam, no matter what you do. Like, hello? Hello? Get into the light beam, please! You were... Thank you. You were so silly. One more hit. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can really do to speed this up besides getting 2 bombs from the rocks and then just waiting for that to respawn. I believe if you do grab an extra bomb from the volcanoes, not from the volcano, from the fire temple and bring it into this fight, you could save some time, but I haven't tried it out myself. Where's the bomb? There we go. There we go. Now here's the wind attack. Now, if everything goes right, the goddess should be attacked by the, should go into the light beam. There we go. And that's the fight. It's a shame I spent so much time on that laugh clip. Ah, well. So that is the end of the Goddess Temple, and you get the orb, and you also get an upgrade to your glove, the Divine Glove. So now we just have the last 2 orbs in the game, which is the finale. Now this is the end of the game. The Roblox HQ, you have to save the Roblox HQ. Now normally there's a mission called the Shutdown where if you enter it gives you like a timer. It's kind of like that one endgame thing in Donkey Kong 64, I think it's called Hideout Helm. Same mechanic, but you can just kind of super jump, then clip in here. Almost there. It has to work. Stop recording. Because to like my game, I press the Roblox recorder hotkey, which is F12, which likes the game just enough to get the clip. So we got the laugh clip. So we're going to use some hitbox manipulation with eDance 2 to shut down the machine that will destroy Roblox or something. I don't know. I don't remember the story. So that's the first orb, the shutdown. And now you actually enter the HQ. And you just do a laugh clip. Watch it take a minute, like it's always been taking a minute. Normally you would have to navigate a maze, but you can just laugh clip through and enter the Phantom Orb's world. Oh my god, seriously? Okay, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I died there. But it's too late now to just go back and do the shutdown again. There is a really cool strategy I wanted to show, but I guess I'll only get to show it in during the actual marathon run. Where you can do a massive super jump skip to skip the whole level starting from here, but I guess I missed it. Oh well, it happens. Now, something cool about this whole area is that all your friends are helping you. Yeah, it really is a shame I missed that, because that was the last super jump in the run. Oh well, it happens. very close to being done this area anyways. This is a very easy final level. But I guess the boss fights make up for it being so easy. Thank you, guest. You're carrying. So now here's the boss fight against Phantom Orb. This is it! Hello. Now, with the Power Orb, I can do a lot of damage. I am hoping I can get a 1 cycle, because the mechanic of this fight is basically a check to see if you have both moves. Because you need both moves to finish this fight. You have to... Oh, just barely missed it. Barely missed the 1 cycle. You have to ground pound that to activate this, and then use the Light Orb to damage him. You will suffer eternal death. Oh no! Well, I'm going to heal. Now, since this is a mandatory death, I would have lost the coil anyways. So now you're sent back to the past. But different this time. And you get something really cool. You get a sword. Sorry, I spoiled it. But you get a sword! You get a sword! This is so hype. And now this is going to be phase 2 of the fight. Wake up, Goblin Mode 611. Wake up and realize your destiny to defeat Spider-Man, of course. So, this is one of the most infamous fights in the game, Phantom Orb Phase 2. It is very RNG dependent. Very RNG dependent. You basically want to get a favorable attack that lets you attack these 4 energy orb things containing your friends that have been captured by the Phantom Orb and used to help them attack. I want to get a good attack. The ideal fight for this is getting an attack that lets you attack both the yellow and red crystals. Like that. Oh! Oh yeah, he can do that as well. This is a very luck-based fight. But it's not too bad with the Power Orb. It's a lot worse. This is like the worst attack you can get. Because it's just annoying. Now every minute, basically, Phantom Orb has that platform summoned in, and that's your chance to attack the 2 orbs in the middle. Oh, that was close. You can also stand on top of them, so you don't have to wait for a limited opportunity. Oh! Oh, you almost got me. Now I just have to wait to get the ideal attack. Like that. That's perfect. That is the attack. Oh! Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to set a high estimate for this game. This fight can be very annoying. It can be a run killer, but it's not too bad with the Power Orb. Okay, that's good. Let's see what attacks Phantom Orb summons. Summons the enemies, typical. That's the worst one because, like, it's just a distraction. Almost there. Okay! There we go. The fight is very fast. You can just hit the final orb, and then die, and it's fine. Alright, that's the fight. That's it. And now you get to sit through this nice cutscene. I definitely recommend getting into 100% speedrunning for this game, because it is a nice long category that has like really cool tricks like the super jump and item boosting, and it's very broken overpowered. And you kind of get to see everything this game has to offer besides, you know, post-game, which is its own separate category, 100% and post-game. So, Phantom Orb is gone. But there's still an escape sequence, but it's really easy. You have 90 seconds to escape, but it's really easy. Just do a major skip there. Use item boosting one final time with your new sword. But yeah, I would definitely recommend speedrunning this game, because it is a very fun speed game with a lot of unique tricks you won't see anywhere else, really, especially the super jumps. You can skip this cutscene. Okay? Alright. One last item boost, grab the sword, and get the orb, and that's it. That is the 100% speedrun for Elemental Robloxia. Very, very good speed game. I would definitely recommend getting into speed game. There is some tough parts like boss RNG, but eventually you get used to it. This is also a really great game to play casually, so I definitely recommend playing it casually. And with that, that's my submission video, and I hope you consider me for RGDQ 2023 and any other marathons. Yeah. See ya.